This is part 2 of a reply from the guy I bought a bike off, and then he refused to allow me to collect it. So he blocked me, obviously, and so I actually tracked down something else he was selling and managed to contact him via something else he was selling for 1,700 quid. So I just thought I'd let you have a continuation of this because it's quite amusing. So in case you didn't watch the first video, I bought a bike, couldn't collect it. Then he said that I couldn't collect it because he was fishing, so this just went on for months and months. And so these are the messages I got back after he said he would put the money back in my account. By this time, I'm getting a little bit annoyed, because if you say you're going to do it, just do it, don't you? Oh, my bank details. Don't think anyone needs them. So he says he'd rather meet me. So I said, yeah, cool. I go GT Motorcycles all the time. I can meet him there. And he said no. So he's got my bank details. Obviously, I'm the blue. And this is just a little bit of sort of legalese I put in there just for him to know what's going to happen. So there he's sort of said it, hasn't he? Take me to court. But I do have a logbook, which is a bit weird. And a receipt, handwritten. Even though in the previous load he said he was a fisherman. And the money was in his bank account. So now he's going to try and charge me storage for a bike that he wouldn't let me collect. So this is just me sort of saying that this is what's going to happen, giving him notice, blah, blah, blah. I don't think I've been too bad. I'd love to know your comments on this, my lovely YouTubers and subscribers. Just let me know what you think. It's kind of a traveller site. Now, I know all the travellers I've dealt with, and I know several, and I really love them. They're great. And if they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it. You know, it's not difficult. But it seems this guy's kind of using the prowess of living on a site as a way to sort of get away with stuff and sort of disown people, deceive people, which is not what travellers do. So this is when he sort of tells me I've got to pay him. So this is just when I said, I must admit, I think it was a bit longer than 6 days, but because he blocked me, I had no idea how long it was, and I think it was about 8 days. So there you go. By this time I'm getting a bit annoyed because it's gone past his deadline of when he said he'd give me the payment. And bearing in mind this is like 6 months later. Well, May, June, July, August, 3 months later. So it starts to get a little bit insulting. And I think it is technically fraud rather than theft, because I've got a receipt, I've got an invoice. He said he would give me a refund, which is all cool, but he hasn't. So did he go out to deceive and have no intention of actually ever giving me the bike? So it's really weird. But I had a buyer for, it's an RF 900, quite an old one, bit of a dog, but yeah, all right, it's still there. Probably going to be quite rare because there's not many of them. The Suzuki RF 900s. So this is what he sort of says, all being a big name. And I've still given him till 12 o'clock, which is his, that's obviously 12 o'clock night time, because that's obviously his deadline before it starts on the 1st. So this is when he starts saying that I've got to pay him storage. So even in the previous video, he says that I can store it there as long as I want. And this is when I sort of say, well, if I claim, I'm going to claim for everything. It was only a £250 bike, sterling, so it's not a lot of money. That's the thing. It's just a winter hack type thing, which I fixed when I went to go and look at. So it's a little bit annoying. And then he starts having a go at me me race because I'm Cornish, so he has to bring race into it. You better meet tomorrow. And this is when I get annoyed because he'd already asked me to meet him, and I said yeah, and he said no, and then now he wants me to go out again. So, and this is about court, because obviously if I've only got an address for him, I want to make sure he gets there. But he did say that he doesn't live there anymore. So, but this is when I just say to him, well, the bill's going to be £417 because I've put on all my costs, I've put my travelling expenses, I've given him a fee for fixing the bike. I didn't give him a fee for the fuel I put in it though. Missed out there, didn't I? And the £1.50 for the bridge because I paid the toll. So, well, I didn't because I came from. Well, I would have paid the toll, wouldn't I? Yeah. So, okay, so for a 250 bike, he wants it to be that. So he says you're claiming, and I just said I'm claiming for my costs. Obviously, fixer a bike, you've got a call out charge fixing it. Using my skills, I was there for about an hour and a half, so if not more. And he was all right, had a lovely chat. Gave me a Coke. Thought everything was great. Had a nice chat about stuff, and yeah, he was all happy. So there you go. So this is when he says he's not going to pay anything. And even if he does a means test, I don't understand how he can apply for a means test, which is obviously if you're on destitute and you can't afford to pay, you can pay like £1.50 a month. And you know what? I'd still be happy with that. I'll still get my money out of him. When he sat online selling jet skis, motorcycles, all sorts of stuff. So I'm slightly bemused if he tries to do that route because I've got all the photographic evidence. That's what he's selling as well. So I just want to know people's opinions because by now I'm getting pissed off. I can't be asked to waste any more time on him. So he said he'd pay me £250. He hasn't. So this is sort of his ultimatum. And then he says he's going to get a solicitor for £250. So I just said send him his number and I'll speak to him. But the claim's going to go in tomorrow because that's his deadline. Then he starts saying that I need to speak to my solicitor. He's offered to pay me, which he has, but I agreed to that and then he refused. So I'm not wasting time. I don't have time to waste time. It's £250. Just send the money back over in the bank account, like you said. So I'm beginning to get a bit annoyed now. So now this is when he says that I need his address. Well, he got a handwritten receipt with his name and address on, which also has my telephone number on it because I gave him that. I'd also given him it when we first had conversations about it on the other video, but he chose to ignore it and say in a minute I didn't give it him. So this is when he says he doesn't have a bank. This is when he says he gets legal aid. I didn't think legal aid would give you legal aid in case you're being taken to court for something like this, but either way. And this is when I'm like, well, you spent your time. You said you spent your time fishing, and then I give him like observations of how to do it. I think. So I give him again the sort code, nationwide, initial RS, blah, 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 blah. You don't need to know all that. And he wants me to meet him tomorrow. I can't. I'm not local tomorrow. So this is when he says he doesn't have a bank. So I was like, oh, okay. And this is when I'm like, well, sorry, you insulted me. You told me to take you to court. You told me to go to court. So I've begun that. Then you say you have no money. Then you say you have the cash. All seems a bit silly. Do you want me to go to court or put the money in as you said you would tomorrow? There you go. So he gave me the thumbs up. Did you read my message properly the other day, mate? I'm having to stay away from work. Oh, these are messages which I sent from. I just thought I'd reiterate what he sent to me. Because I've managed to get into the account where he blocked me from. Which I might do a video on. If anyone wants to know how to do that, I'll show you how to get in there and find it. Because he blocked me, so I couldn't message him on this one anymore. So I just copied and pasted all these. Mate, I'm going to give you your money back, blah, blah, blah. So when he gets his wages, these would be mine, look. I will be submitting to court along with the others, also evidence, right? I didn't put a fee on for the extra 30 minutes. I was just getting a bit pissed off by then. Oh, here he goes. This is when he starts using the traveller thing. So, and then I'm like, you ain't a traveller by the way he behaved, because he doesn't behave like one. And then he's put, he's not by blood, but he am by choice. Well, I used to live in a 1978 Ford Type R. So am I a traveller? And I don't like a lot of the systems of the government, and I think some of the way that travellers live is quite good, but I also think you live in a system, you use it, you've got to pay into it. So, don't know, it's really difficult. But it was just quite strange to suddenly get that one. So this is when he says he won't be giving me, he's going to block me now. Look forward to eating, what was it? Meeting, your fault, cash, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not going to, if he offers to meet and I say yes and then he says no, well, I'm not going to go and keep fucking doing it, am I? So he's got all the way to transfer it to me. So there you go. So now he's telling me he hasn't got a bank. But then he said he had no money and I should take him to court. And now he's saying he would like to meet because he has the money. Oh, so I'm just annoyed now. Oh, and this is obviously one from him, I think. There you go. Yeah, this is a copied and paste message from the previous one. So it's just quite a bit. It's just got a bit funny. I'm quite enjoying it really, because it's just daft, isn't it? You buy something, you say you could give the money back if you can't have it anymore. And I have a theory that I got the bike running, so obviously it's instantly worth more money because I fixed it and got it all running. So he probably just sold it to someone else. And to be honest, if he said, "Look, Rob, I'm sorry, I've sold it to someone else. I'll give you 250 quid back," I'm fine. So this is when he starts saying, "Oh, that's it, go away." Okay. So I still say, well, the deadline was 12 o'clock, offered to meet you, and you've insulted me in my race. And this is when he says there is no deadline, even though he said to me he would pay me by the end of the month. Well, the end of that month was 1200 hours that night before it started on the 1st of the following month. So I don't know where he gets that. He can't pay me, simple. Send me a phone number. He'd already got my phone number because I gave it him on the previous ones, and he also had it printed on the thing. So then he starts trying to have an argument that I haven't given it to him. So I just agreed, okay, I haven't given it to him. So then he wanted me to meet again today because he's got the cash. So he's going from having the cash to not having the cash. So I said to him, "Do you want me to send you a picture before formally going through with it?" Thinking this might make him do it. I've also had to put that he may be living at his sister's because that's what he said. So now he's just laughing. So good luck, Rob, blah, blah, blah. So I've offered to pay you cash today, which he has, but this is the deadline's gone. I can't be asked to deal with him now. No worries, good luck to you. So then I just started paying the court fee. So to give him a fee, another option of saying, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I'll send it over." No, nothing. So then after that, obviously now I'm in the shit because I've got a logbook in my name, which is a registration document. So if it's out being ridden, they come to me with whatever it produces. So I tried to get an old DVLA, who are the government body who handle that. No, low luck. So I just rung the Rozzers, the police. And just, what the shit do I do? So they've actually went away. I was quite impressed actually for the police doing that, because I'm not a trained legal advisor. But at the minute, I'm out of a bike. I've got no bike, and I'm 250 quid down. I've got 40 quid's worth of bits sat here, and I just want my bike. And I've had to let someone down, which I hate doing because they wanted it. So now he's saying he wants the reference number. So I said, well, the court reference number or the police one? And I was actually on the phone to the police, so they were really confused. They couldn't quite figure out what was going on for the minute. And then they said, "Oh, well, that's fraud, surely." So I said, well, whatever. So this is it. So he doesn't understand how it can be fraud. So now he wants the police numbers, and he's going to give it to his solicitor. So okay, so I asked, well, court one or the police one? You don't need the crime reference number. Okay, so that's it. So then he said he can't seem to get through or something. So now he's just having a pop at me. And this is me sort of saying I really liked him when we met. I would have done a lot for him. I was looking for bikes and all sorts of stuff, but that's what you do with bikers, isn't it? We all help each other. So, and then he just starts saying that he thought I was a good man, and I'm selfish, really. So that's what I just want to know, really. I'm just a little bit puzzled as to am I selfish or not. So I'd love to hear people's opinions, and check out the first part of the video.